I am the real wolf spider, and this is my Glock 17 Gen 3. This is not a review about the Glock. It's about this. The low capacity magazine. This is a 10-round magazine. A lot of jurisdictions do not allow you to have the regular capacity, which is 17 rounds. You have to order this. Special. I've heard a lot of horror stories about it. Honestly, it's not as bad as they say. When you first start to use it, you'll find that you probably can only get 9 rounds in it. After you work it in and fire off of maybe 50 rounds or so, you'll find that you can get all 10 rounds in there. And then, of course, once you put it in and you chamber one of the rounds, you've got one space empty already. So you've already released some of the spring. I don't recommend carrying it as or loading it as 10 plus 1, because then you're completely compressing the spring and you might run into problems. You might even want to just leave it at 9 and do 8 in the mag and 1 in the chamber once you're ready to shoot. But just real quick, this is a very quick review to let you know that this particular one that I ordered looks like it will fit either both the left or right-handed. It's got the clip on both sides, indentation. And it will only fit up to Gen 3. If I'm thinking about getting a Gen 4, maybe in the future, maybe a higher caliber, maybe a 357 mag or a 45 even, or at least a 40. I might go with a Gen 4 Glock 22. I like the full-size Glocks. I like the Gen 3 because of the finger grips and the light rail. That's why I picked Gen 3 over Gen. There were some lesser expensive Gen 2s and Gen 1s, but for 20, 30 extra bucks, I got finger grips and a light rail. And even used, this thing was in like brand new condition. I don't think it had been fired more than 100 times. Anyway, back to the mag. If you're in a jurisdiction where it's mandatory that you have a limit on your magazine size, do yourself a big favor. Don't have larger than you're allowed in your jurisdiction. Not a good idea. Just my personal suggestion. Follow the rules. Play nice. Because it's not worth it. I bought 3 of these. I had to surrender the one that came with it, which was no big deal. And I bought 3 of them. So I can carry 30 rounds with me. And you can swap them out pretty quick. They're not that hard to load up after you work them in for a while. Leave them 1 bullet shy for a while to lessen the load on the spring and lessen the chance of stovepiping or jamming. But if you keep your gun clean and your springs are in good shape, even I did do it. I jammed it with 10 and had 1 in the chamber, and it still did flawlessly. But try it out. You may get different results. My personal suggestion is just go with 9 in there at first and chamber 1, have 8 left. Give yourself 2 full. One thing I did notice was that unlike the full capacity ones, the 17s and the 20s, it doesn't accurately show you the rounds through the little round windows. At least I didn't think it did. You tell me if you think it's showing it accurately. I believe you can modify these things. If you pop this thing off, you could probably put the innards of a high capacity in there. But if you get caught doing that, it's not worth it. Just don't screw around when it comes to your limitation of firepower in your jurisdiction. This is not worth it. This is a beautiful gun. I love the Glock 17. A lot of people say it's not the greatest gun in the world. But I'll tell you what, it's very reliable. It cleans easy. It fires easy. It's a nice weapon. I don't know if it's the right weapon for concealed carry. You can certainly do concealed carry it, but it's a little big and bulky for that. I'd probably go with a 19, or even a smaller one. I'd probably go with some small Ruger or something, a little ankle as a spare for concealed carry. But anyway, that's it. Low capacity magazines for the Glock, up Gen 1, 2, and 3. I have the 3, 17, Gen 3. Stiff at first, but they do work in after a while. If you're going to keep these things loaded, I would suggest alternating them occasionally, and I wouldn't keep them fully loaded. I'd say if you're going to keep them loaded in your house for protection, put you get a few extras, put 8 rounds in each one. If you can't take an intruder out with 8 rounds, you better go back to the range and practice some more. Unless he's coming in with ridiculous firepower, and you know you're outgunned, maybe you just buy a shotgun and leave it at that. The low capacity, yes, 10 rounds in a Glock is low capacity. Yeah, I remember the old days when I shot my 6-shooter and I thought I was doing good. 10 rounds, stiff but doable. These things cost about $25 on average. Sometimes you can get them on sale. But get the real Glock ones, don't get fake ones. And that's it. If you got to use a 10-round mag, not as bad as they say it is. Really isn't. It's not as bad as they say it is. Yeah, you got to have fairly strong arms to load it, but all in all, decent magazine. Start off with 8, work the spring in, keep 6 to 8 rounds in it at home if you want. If your safety situation dictates that you can do that, work them in, alternate them. I'm going to buy more of them. I plan on buying like at least 3 or 4 more of them. That way I have plenty of extras loaded up in case I need it. Always good to carry plenty of extra ammo with you. Gun no good if you run out of ammo, if you find yourself in a serious situation. Gun without bullets is just a hammer. It's not like a knife. Knife never runs out of ammo. But, that being said, just follow the rules. If you got to get a 10 round or an 8 round, I think they make an 8 round too for some of the other guns. Use them, buy them, use them, get used to it, get used to being able to count your rounds. Even though with the semi-auto that it pops open when it's empty, still count your rounds. Get used to that feel, the rhythm, and you'll do all right. It's better than nothing. It really is. And that's it for me. All you people out there that have to deal with the limited firepower capacity, don't be scared of these things. Don't break your rules. Just my suggestion. I'm not trying to lecture anybody. It's just not a good idea. Buy a bunch of them. Keep them all loaded up. Keep them in a little sack next to you or something. Anyway, that's it. Happy shooting.